Groot smeared mud all over his head. The next second, tiny sprouts popped out from the top. Soon, his entire head was covered in fresh green leaves, but it didn't last long. The tender leaves quickly withered and fell. Later, Groot returned to the hot spring area. He stood in the water like a stick, measuring the depth. It was just right. Warm, comfortable, and inviting. So without hesitation, he jumped in for a bath. To make it a little more enjoyable, he caught a passing firefly, squeezed out a few glowing drops, like using body wash, and sprinkled flower petals over the water. Simple yet elegant. Then he scooped up 2 handfuls of mud and smeared it on his head. His shriveled little arms also needed some care, so he placed 2 slices of cucumber over his eyes to relax. Who wouldn't envy such a life? But things soon took a strange turn. When he woke up, his whole body was covered in fresh new leaves. The sight nearly made him faint. No matter how hard he shook himself, the leaves clung tightly to his body. He staggered as he walked, and even tripped once. Looking into the mirror, Groot suddenly had an idea. He turned his hands into scissors and gave himself a stylish new haircut. But the very next second, the leaves all withered away, completely dry. Groot couldn't understand why, so he smeared mud on his head again. Immediately, new sprouts began to grow. Yet just as he started to feel proud, the leaves withered once more. There was nothing he could do but keep applying mud again and again, constantly giving himself new looks. The rainbow bird in the tree was awakened by the noise. Groot was having the time of his life. He even turned himself into a princess and began practicing elegant princess manners. The rainbow bird had had enough. It flew down and pecked the leaves off Groot's head. Seeing Groot in such a pitiful state, the bird mocked him loudly. Furious, Groot ran back to the hot spring to dig up more mud, but the spring had completely dried out. When the last leaf fell from his body, Groot felt a wave of sadness. Just then, the rainbow bird mocked him again, but the sorrowful Groot suddenly smiled mysteriously. Moments later, a beautiful scarf, made of rainbow feathers, appeared around his neck. The once proud rainbow bird now trembled on a branch.